Let's look at today's fake weather forecast. Across the United States, we have a couple of different low fronts that are taking over the weather and dominating the weather with rain and thunderstorms possible for most of the United States, all the way from the East Coast back to the Rocky Mountains and south down to the Gulf of America. Severe thunderstorms are possible in Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas, and also into areas of the Midwest, Tennessee, Kentucky, Ohio, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, and areas near there. Heavy rain with flash flooding is also possible, and we'll see that happening in Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, and nearby to those areas. Looking at temperatures for today, we see very hot down south, 90s in Texas, with 80s possible elsewhere down south near the Gulf of America, 50s and 60s in the upper Midwest, and some of those 80s leading to those thunderstorms in Ohio, West Virginia, Kentucky, and related areas. Hot on the West Coast, inland, 90 and 85 out in California, inland, 80s in Oregon, and Washington will see some 70s there as well. Looking ahead to your Friday, rainy still on Friday for much of the United States. Those frontal boundaries push east slightly, and also some rain possible in California and Texas from some of the low pressure there. Looking at Alaska weather and temperatures, we see some 50s, 40s, all the way down into the teens up in Alaska for temperatures. And looking at Hawaii, our 50th state, we see temperatures around 84 for Honolulu today, 45 on the mountaintop Mauna Loa, on the volcano, and so very nice as usual, generally speaking, in Hawaii. Looking at our 51st state of Canada, we see temperatures ranging from the teens and down lower than that even. And of course, those temperatures are up here in C for Canadian temperatures. And our 51st state, and then the various counties within there, County of Alberta, of course, Edmonton and Calgary there, and Quebec County with Montreal, and related areas in Canada in our 51st state. And looking at our 52nd state of Greenland, the capital of Nuuk, today is going to be sunny with a high of -1. Of course, that's also in Canadian temperatures and C. And so those are our states. That's our weather for today. Welcome to your weather forecast for today in the continental United States. Lots of rain stretching from the eastern seaboard back all the way to the Midwest and through to Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, down into Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, of course. Some severe thunderstorms possible today down near the Gulf of America in Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, stretching up into Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, Ohio, West Virginia. And we see some low pressure systems. Or are those L's for losers in California? No, those L's are for low pressure systems in California. And we have that low front stretching across most of the U.S. from the eastern seaboard back into Texas, and another one up in Wisconsin and Minnesota. An L in Washington and Oregon must be for losers. It can't be, of course. That's low pressure system. So watch out for severe thunderstorms near the Gulf of America. Also heavy rain and flash flooding possible today down in that same area. They've had lots of rain in the past few days. In fact, precipitation today-wise, it's going to be rainy across that area. Arkansas, Texas, Oklahoma. Should see some rain today all the way stretching up into Maine. And the upper peninsula of Michigan will see some rain as well, some parts of Wisconsin, and off the coast of Washington, Oregon, and inland California might see some rain as well today. Overall temperature-wise, hot down in the south near the Gulf of America, 90s in Texas, 80s in Louisiana, down through Florida. Might hit 90 degrees in Orlando today. Mar-a-Lago will be warm and beautiful this weekend. Such a beautiful area, Mar-a-Lago. I invite you down. We'll be golfing, I'm sure, this weekend. Going to be in the 40s in the Upper Peninsula, Wisconsin, Upper Peninsula and into Wisconsin and Minnesota, some 40s in Maine as well, and 50s and 60s, beautiful across the United States of America today. Looking at Alaska today, some rain, snow mix in our 49th state, and temperature-wise, it'll be only 17 degrees way up in northern Alaska today, and 24, 27, getting near my friend Vlad, and we'll be saying hi, I'm sure, soon right across the Bering Strait there. And looking at Hawaii today, beautiful in our state of Hawaii. Today, a little bit of rain, small craft advisory as well for parts of Hawaii. Temperature-wise, beautiful again in Honolulu, 85 degrees. Looking at our 51st state of Canada today, we have some snow possible in Ontario and also stretching back into Quebec, in northern parts of Quebec. Otherwise, temperature-wise, looks to be fairly nice. Of course, temperatures here are in C in the Canadian scale of temperatures, so everything is a little bit cooler there. Temperatures are lower than we see in the beautiful United States of America, but it's going to be beautiful there in parts of Canada today as well. Let's take a look at our 52nd state then of Greenland, and notice within Greenland today we're going to have a high of only -1 in the capital of Nuuk, partly cloudy, mostly cloudy skies in the state of Greenland. I hope you enjoyed your fake weather forecast for today. Please like and subscribe. It's beautiful. Looking at your weather forecast today with me, your president, across the beautiful United States. Going to be rainy from the East Coast all the way back into Missouri, down to Louisiana, through the Gulf of America, and stretching back into New Mexico, Arizona, Nevada, all the way up the West Coast. Washington and Oregon might see some rain today. Thunderstorms are possible along some of the East Coast from South Carolina up through New Hampshire for your Saturday. Precipitation chances, it's going to be rainy in North Carolina today, down into Georgia, Gulf of America area, and into parts of Pennsylvania and New York, and some of Nevada, Idaho. You'll also see some rain showers possible down in Florida as well. Temperature-wise, going to be very warm today, in the 80s and 90s, might even touch some of those 90s in the desert Southwest, and of course along the East Coast. And very warm, unseasonably warm up in Montana as well. Looking at Alaska, our 49th state, going to have some rain and snow mixed today with temperatures ranging from the 40s down south up into the teens in northern Alaska. Hawaii today looks like you might have some rain around, especially just offshore and parts of the coastal areas, and temperatures going to be beautiful in Hawaii once again today. Looking at our 51st state of Canada today, we have some low pressure systems bringing snow to northern parts of Canada today. And let's take a look at our 51st state of Greenland. In the capital today, we're looking at -4 for the high in Nuuk in Greenland, our 51st state, and we'll see some sun there in Greenland today. And of course, we'll get some golf in today in Palm Beach, so let's look at that weather forecast for Mar-a-Lago today. 77 is our current condition, and we have a chance of showers before 11 a.m. Beautiful, beautiful down in Mar-a-Lago. I encourage you to come down and say hi, maybe play a round of golf. It's beautiful here. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Looking at your weather for Sunday, May 4th. Today we have a low front stretching all the way from the state of Canada down into Nevada, bringing some rain. Ahead of that front, there'll be some warm temperatures and sunny skies for much of the central United States. Rain continues on the eastern seaboard and back into the Midwest, with some rain in Texas. Severe thunderstorms possible in New Mexico. Otherwise, very beautiful today for much of the continental United States. Temperature-wise today, we're looking at some very unseasonably warm temperatures up in Montana and North Dakota, South Dakota, and down into Texas, of course, into the 80s there, and Mar-a-Lago around 85 degrees today. Of course, the Formula One Grand Prix today down in Miami, and we'll be hopefully attending that with another orange wind today, possible, just like last year when I was there and congratulated the winner. Very beautiful down in Miami, Mar-a-Lago area. Invite you down. Looking at Alaska today, some rain is possible and also freezing rain way up north in Alaska. Temperature-wise, we're looking at 40s and 50s and, of course, teens in northern Alaska. Hawaii today, some rain off the coast and around the coastal areas. Otherwise, temperature-wise today in Honolulu, 86 degrees and beautiful in our 50th state of Hawaii. Looking at our 51st state of Canada, we see some snow that is going to be in British Columbia and snow in northern parts of Canada today. Highs in the southern part and that ahead of that low going to be in the 30s. Of course, that's C for Canadian temperatures in Canada today. And looking at our 51st state of Greenland, 52nd state of Greenland, it depends on which one wants to join us first. Our 52nd state of Greenland today, capital of Nuuk, 1 degree, and that's again in Canadian temperatures in Nuuk and C. Well, thanks for watching your weather. Please like and subscribe. It's very beautiful. Thanks for watching our fake weather for today. Looking at the continental United States, going to be rainy today all the way from Montana and into North Dakota, all the way down into Texas, with severe thunderstorms possible and some heavy rain flash flooding possible down in Texas as well. And otherwise looking at sunny skies in the northern part of the U.S. from Minnesota down all the way to the Gulf of America, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia. Some rain on the East Coast yet again, and some flooding possible in parts of New York today. Those chances of precipitation are pretty high up in Montana, and some mixed precipitation is definitely possible through that area in the Rocky Mountains as well. And high chances of rain Pennsylvania and New York, and some chances of rain down in South Florida as well. High temperatures unseasonably warm up in the Dakotas and Minnesota, inland California, going to be warm again today. And of course, down along the Gulf of America, going to be nice and warm as well there. Looking at Alaska, some rain mix along the southern coast and freezing rain possible, fog, freezing fog as well along the northern coast of Alaska today, with temperatures in the 40s and down into the teens in northern Alaska. Hawaii looks to have some rain around today, and light rain to moderate rain, depending on the parts of Hawaii that you're in, with temperatures in the 70s and 80s for much of the beautiful state of Hawaii. Looking at our 51st state of Canada today, some temperatures in the 30s and 20s. Of course, that is in C for Canada, or Canadian temperatures. Snow possible in northern parts of Canada today. Let's take a look then at our 52nd state of Greenland. Capital today of Nuuk going to be 0 degrees in Canadian scale, C scale, with some snow possible and cloudy in Greenland today. Thanks for watching your weather. Please like and subscribe, because this weather is beautiful. Beautiful weather that we put together. It's amazing. Thank you for watching. Your weather forecast for today, Tuesday, May 6th. You should thank me for making this weather forecast. Heavy rain flash flooding possible with severe thunderstorms is the headline today. That's going to be happening in the southern U.S., Texas, Louisiana, Oklahoma. Those areas could be hit by some flash flooding today with lots of rain coming. Rain also on the eastern seaboard from Maine all the way down into D.C. and back into Michigan and Ohio. It's going to be big, though, and some major rain possible in that southern U.S. Otherwise, it's going to be nice. It'll be beautiful today in much of the continental United States, from some of the south and southeast all the way back up into Minnesota, Wisconsin, North Dakota, and areas around there. Back in California and the West Coast, also going to be beautiful and incredible today. Mixed precipitation in the Rockies and Utah and Arizona, New Mexico as well. And basically going to be a mix there and a little bit of a mess. Temperature-wise, today, we're looking at hot weather. On the Gulf of America, it's going to be hot, ridiculous down there, how hot it's going to be today. It's not good. It'll be 99 degrees in parts of southern Texas today, of course, 90s in Florida as well. Gulf of America just going to be warm today. Also inland California hitting the mid to upper 80s, and unseasonably warm temperatures in the upper Midwest today with 80s possible Minnesota and Wisconsin, and upper 70s in upper Michigan. A special day in that area today. Looking at Alaska today, it's fabulous in Alaska, isn't it? It's going to be a rainy mix today in the south and in the upper part, northern part of Alaska. Some blowing snow and freezing fog possible again, with temperatures in the 20s from the north, ranging down into the 40s and maybe even the 50s in the southern part of Alaska. Today in Hawaii, our 50th state, we're going to have some rain with temperatures 85 degrees in Honolulu. Beautiful. Always beautiful in Honolulu. It's staggering how beautiful it is in Honolulu, frankly. And looking at our 51st state of Canada, some snow is possible in the north, big league snow that they get up there in the northern part of Canada, our 51st state. Temperatures today in the 20s. Of course, that's in C for Canadian temperatures. They do everything a little bit different in our 51st state, but we'll help them along. We'll help them along there with those obsolete weather forecasts that they have. And otherwise going to be nice through much of Canada today, although some rain is possible in certain areas of our 51st state of Canada. Looking at our 52nd state of Greenland today, the capital of Nuuk, -3. That's, of course, always in Canadian temperatures in Greenland as well, and otherwise cloudy in Greenland today. Unbelievable there. Thank me for making this forecast. You should be thanking me. And please like and subscribe, and I'll thank you when you do so. Your fake weather forecast for today, thank me for making it. Rain for most of the central United States today, with heavy rain and flooding possible in Louisiana and southern Mississippi, southern Louisiana to be specific. It's beautiful down there. Some of the worst flooding, though, that you might see, so be careful out there with that. A little bit terrible what's going on there. Some severe thunderstorms possible today in southern Texas as well. Otherwise, going to be nice in California through Montana, Wyoming, and the upper Midwest as well. Rain up in the East Coast, New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine. Could see some rain today. Temperatures today, very warm along the Gulf of America. Hot in Florida again today, hit 90 in Orlando, and mid to upper 90s in parts of Texas today. Of course, desert Southwest is beautiful, but a little bit warm today. And inland California warm as well. A little unseasonably warm back through Iowa, New Hampshire, Nebraska. We haven't called it New Hampshire yet. That's unbelievable. It's Nebraska, Iowa, and Illinois. And then warm along the eastern seaboard, southeast as well today. Looking at Alaska, going to have some rain possible in the southern part of Alaska today, with temperatures in the 40s down in that southern part of Alaska, 20s in northern Alaska. Hawaii going to rain in certain areas today. We'll see some of that rain with beautiful temperatures. Of course, in Hawaii, it's huge. in Hawaii, and big, big whenever you get there. Unbelievable and phenomenal in Hawaii, 84 degrees in Honolulu. Looking at our 51st state of Canada, some snow in the north and some rain in the southern part, Ontario, Quebec. In our 51st state, could see some rain and possible thunder today in those areas. Temperatures in C for Canadian, for our 51st state, in the 20s and 30s in the southern part of Canada, and negative 10s and 0 and a little bit cooler, of course, in the northern part of our 51st state. Looking at our 52nd state of Greenland, capital today, going to have some snow, negative 5 for the temperature in the capital of Greenland today. And of course, that is in C for Canadian temperatures. Otherwise, some sun will touch parts of Greenland today. Thank me for making this weather forecast. I'm sure you found it phenomenal, powerful, and sophisticated. Your fake weather for today, looking to be rainy down south along the Gulf of America. Some thunderstorms possible, could be severe in Tennessee, parts of Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Kentucky, and areas there. Also back through Texas could have some severe thunderstorms with heavy rain and flash flooding possible in those areas. Absolutely continue to watch the weather and keep updated with the latest weather forecast if you're in those areas. Some rain otherwise along the East Coast, some flooding possible, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and areas around there. Maybe major, so you might want to keep track of that. Substantial rain today possible in some areas. A little bit of snow in Colorado. Again, for Colorado happening today. Thanks to global warming, we're getting that snow. And otherwise going to be nice through much of the continental United States, back through the coast, west coast, looking very nice today as well. Temperature-wise today, many temperatures to talk about today. Gulf of America going to be hot in the Gulf of America today. 80s and 90s through the southern part of the United States. Upper 80s way up north in North Dakota today, and some 80s in South Dakota, Nebraska, back into Montana. And 80s, of course, and 90s down in the desert Southwest, inland California, even touching the coastal regions might be sort of hot today in those areas. It's incredible. Otherwise, nice through much of the upper Midwest and West Coast, northern West Coast, looking nice again today. Alaska today, looking to get some rain again in the southern parts of Alaska. Temperatures in the 40s and 50s and the upper teens and lower 20s in the northern part of Alaska. Rain in the normal parts of our 50th state of Hawaii today. Areas that you expect to be rainy are going to be rainy today. Otherwise, it'll be fabulous, fantastic in Honolulu. 85 degrees, beautiful in Honolulu today. Tremendous weather that they have in our 50th state of Hawaii. Looking at our 51st state of Canada today, some snow in British Columbia and back into the northern Yukon Territory, Northwest Territories. Might get some snow today in Canada. Snow possible along the eastern seaboard of our 51st state as well in Quebec. Temperatures in the C scale for Canadian scale, looking at 20s and 30s mostly. Some zeros up into the teens, of course, that's all in C, and then cooler as you go north in our 51st state of Canada. Looking at our 52nd state of Greenland, capital today, -7 in C temperatures and Canadian temperatures. Does anybody know why? Why do they in Greenland measure in Canadian temperatures in C, but it's -7 in Nuuk today? Not good. Cloudy with a little bit of snow in the capital of Greenland, our 52nd state today. And that takes a look at your weather for today, May 8th, 2025. It is tremendous. I'm glad that you're watching. You should thank me for making these weather forecasts by liking and subscribing. Your fake weather for today, looking to be rainy again down south around the Gulf of America and through the East Coast. Low fronts passing through those areas. Severe thunderstorms possible off the coast of North Carolina for today. Also, eastern part of beautiful Florida, Could see some severe thunderstorms possible today. Rain and snow back in the Rocky Mountains, with some rain also possible in the upper Midwest, Wisconsin, Iowa, Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota, and parts of Michigan and upper Michigan, and also into our 51st state of Canada today. Could see a little bit of rain as well. Let's look at those temperatures outside today. It's going to be warm back in the upper Midwest. Of course, beautiful in the Gulf of America region. Hot down in southern Florida by Mar-a-Lago. I'm sure we'll be headed there this weekend. Maybe see you there. Hot in the desert Southwest, 103 degrees. We could see over 100 in several parts of Arizona today as well. Otherwise, going to be unseasonably warm for some parts of Idaho and up into Washington, Oregon, and also in the upper Midwest region. Just behind that of rain and right around that area, Nebraska, South Dakota, Iowa, Minnesota could see some 80s, unseasonably high for this time of year in that area. Looking at our 49th state of Alaska, some rain again, southern parts of Alaska today. And then temperatures looking nice, though. Inland Alaska, upper 50s today. And looking at 50s along the coast, 40s and 50s along the southern coast, with 20s in the northern part of Alaska. As we see most days in Hawaii, those rainy parts of Hawaii will stay rainy, and it'll be beautiful otherwise. It's awesome in Hawaii, beautiful and incredible there. Big league weather they get out there, just beautiful and fabulous. Honolulu, 85 degrees today, again for the capital of our 50th state. Our 51st state of Canada, temperatures are, of course, in C scale for Canadian temperatures, going to be in the teens and 20s for much of Canada today. Northern part will be a little bit cooler. Of course, that's all again in C for Canadian. And we'll see some rain through parts of Canada today and some snow in the northern parts of Canada. Looking at our 52nd state of Greenland, capital today, -5. That's in C for Canadian scale. They use Canadian scale over in Greenland because they're right next to Canada, I imagine. But that's good. We'll see Greenland soon as our 52nd state, I'm sure. And we'll look at those cloudy skies and enjoy some clouds, possibly some sun in other parts of Greenland. Have a good weekend. We will talk to you again tomorrow for your weekend weather forecast. Thank me for making this by liking and subscribing. Weather across the continental United States for your Saturday. More rain in the Gulf of America today. Heavy rain flash flooding possible in parts of Florida and Alabama today. Otherwise nice through much of the continental U.S. with some rain possible in the Northeast and northern parts of North Dakota and Minnesota, and also back through the Rockies and west of there along the West Coast as well. Looking at temperatures for today, going to be unseasonably warm, 90s in Montana today and 80s in the upper Midwest and northern plains, and well over 100 in the desert Southwest, and warm in the Gulf of America. Mar-a-Lago will be beautiful today for golfing. I hope to see you there. Alaska today, some rain is possible with some snow in the northern parts of Alaska. Temperatures today looking at 20s through the 40s and maybe touching the 50s in some of the coastal areas of southern Alaska. Hawaii today, some rain in the normal parts of Hawaii that would see rain, otherwise 85 degrees once again, and beautiful, beautiful Honolulu. Fantastic there in Honolulu. Our 51st state of Canada today, snow possible in the northern parts of Canada once again today. Some rain and thunder possible in southern parts of Canada today, our 51st state. Temperatures in C for Canadian scale, looking to be in the 30s, maybe touching even the 40s in C today in the southern parts of Canada. Looking at our 51st state of Greenland, -1 and snow today in the capital of Greenland. And we will see some of that weather spilling over in other parts of Greenland. Otherwise, cloudy and sunny in northern and western Greenland, and southwestern Greenland for today. Thank me for making this award-winning weather forecast by liking and subscribing. Weather for today for your Sunday looks like more rain down in the southeast and Gulf of America region. Not really needed right now, and a little bit unreasonable that we're getting that rain down there. So some flooding is possible down in the southeast. Be aware of that. Critical fire weather up in the upper Midwest and Plains area, North Dakota, South Dakota, into Minnesota and Nebraska. Otherwise, rain, Montana, Wyoming, Utah. Some snow in Colorado is happening today, possibly in the mountains there. And severe thunderstorms possible in those areas as well, with mixed precipitation in the northwest. Looking at temperatures today, hot again in the southern areas of the U.S., desert Southwest again hot. Beautiful, though, in Mar-a-Lago today, but hot. Look at 101 degrees up in North Dakota today, and 80s and 90s in that region today, so definitely critical fire weather. It's going to be huge up there. Incredible. So be careful. Staggering how warm it is in North Dakota today. Looking at Alaska, some rain off the coast, otherwise some snow in the northern parts of Alaska. 60s today, unseasonably warm in Alaska today for certain parts of it, and almost touching 30 degrees way in northern Alaska today. Little bit of rain possible in Hawaii today for your Sunday, otherwise beautiful, 85 degrees, always beautiful in Honolulu. Phenomenal there. I hope you can visit our 50th state of Hawaii. Hope you can visit our 51st state of Canada too. Look at those temperatures today. There, of course, that's in the C scale, so you'll only see things in 30s and 40s there. But those are in C for Canadian. Some rain possible today, western parts of Canada, and snow possible in the northern parts of Canada today. Let's look at our 52nd state of Greenland for today, -4 in the capital of Greenland. And so keep that in mind if you are in our 52nd state of Greenland today, -4. That's in C scale, though, for Canadian temperatures. They do that in Greenland. But very successful there. Top things going on. Tremendous in Greenland. I hope you can visit there as well. That's your fake weather for today. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank me for making it by liking and subscribing. Here is your weather forecast for today. Thank me for making it. Looks like some heavy rain with flash flooding possible in the southeast down through Florida by Mar-a-Lago. We can't have that. That's terrible what's happening through that area. They don't need more rain right now, so be careful, be aware of that. Be aware it's going to be huge down there. Some major flooding is possible. Rain possible for much of the Midwest, all the way back into Missouri, Arkansas, and parts of Louisiana. Even the northeast part of Texas could see some rain today. Dangerous fire weather is possible in the upper Midwest, in the Dakotas and Plains. North Dakota, South Dakota, Northeast, as we'll see, going to be hot again there today. And just be honest about it. It's dangerous fire weather there. Even the Northwoods of Wisconsin could see some dangerous fire weather. Be careful out there. Very hot, very dry conditions. Mixed precipitation in the Northwest is possible with some rain along the coast. Down into California could see some of that mixed precipitation as well. Temperatures, as I already said, generally beautiful, but definitely hot today. Absolutely hot, extreme weather today in the Dakotas. Be careful out there. Stay hydrated. You get some of the best hydration that you can get, and get that, and keep hydrated today in the Dakotas and all the way. That heat stretches all the way down from the border with our 51st state of Canada, all the way down to Texas and into Mexico. Terrible temperatures happening today through much of the United States, but will be beautiful sunny skies nonetheless. Cooler, and some cool temperatures are a little bit cooler in the northwest region, 60 degrees today, and in the 60s through that area today. Looking at Alaska, our 49th state Well, we see some freezing fog in the northern parts of Alaska today. Otherwise, some rain possible in the southern parts of Alaska. 40 degrees in the 40s today and some of the 50s in inland Alaska today. Looking at Hawaii, some rain is possible in Honolulu, in the capital today. Otherwise, rain possible, of course. Hawaii does get some rain today. Always interesting weather there in Hawaii. But 85 degrees once again for the high in Honolulu today. Looking at our 51st state of Canada, some rain with thunder is possible back through the plains of Canada. Otherwise, going to be hot there too. Temperature and C scale for Canadian, of course. That's to C stands for Canada. Canadian temps, we'll change that for them. We don't want those crooked temperatures there. It's pathetic. And so we'll have to change that up when they become our 51st state. Rather than Canadian temps, they'll use our temperature scale. We're going to rename that to the American temperature scale, by the way, because I think we're the only ones that use it, but we're the leaders there. It's really unfair what's happening. Off track a little bit there, off track. Snow in the northern parts of Canada today, definitely a possibility. Let's take a look at our 52nd state of Greenland. -4 in the capital of Nuuk today. -4 will be your high under cloudy skies in Greenland today. Thank me for making this forecast. You should be thankful, absolutely thankful, that this forecast exists by liking and subscribing. Your weather headline for today is heavy rain with flash flooding possible along some of the eastern part of the U.S., Virginia, D.C., Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and those areas with rain possible along much of the eastern United States today, all the way back into Iowa, Missouri, Arkansas, Wisconsin. Some rain in those areas. Fire weather possible today. It's going to be hot again. North Dakota, South Dakota might see some rain today, but ahead of that rain is fire, possibly fire. So be very careful out there. Disgusting what could happen there. That fire danger also in Arizona, New Mexico, and a little bit of Texas. Otherwise, mixed precipitation west of that and some rain along the coast. Hot again today, all the way up into the Dakotas in Minnesota. And scorching down in, unbelievable, those temperatures down in Texas today, 107 degrees possible down there, just burning up down there. Really, really pathetic, ridiculous, those temperatures today. 86 degrees, though, in Mar-a-Lago today. Looking at Alaska, we're looking for some rain today and freezing fog, northern parts of Alaska. And today we have 55 degrees, 57 degrees, some of those temperatures beautiful in Alaska today. Speaking of beautiful, Hawaii, rain in parts that normally get the rain in Hawaii. Otherwise, guess what? 85 degrees in Hawaii today. Outstanding, tremendous weather that they see there in Texas or in Hawaii too. Huge though. Our 51st state of Canada, some rain possible in the western parts of Canada today, otherwise going to be warm. Temperatures in the 40s, that's C scale for Canada, Canadian scale temperatures they use there. Complete and total temperatures that they use there in C or for Canadian temperatures. So those are our 51st state. Let's look at our 52nd state of Greenland. Nuuk today, 0 degrees. They can't even get 1 degree. In Greenland. We need to help them over there. We'll help them to be the best. Massive things we can do for them. It's staggering what we can do for Greenland. And 0 degrees there, they'll get under cloudy skies in the capital of Nuuk. Thank me for making this weather forecast by liking and subscribing. Weather for today, looking at the headline of some rain with severe thunderstorms possible back in the Dakotas through Nebraska. Much needed rain. Much needed rain there. Major fire danger there the last few days and hot there. And that rain will be welcome for them. Hopefully those thunderstorms will not be too severe. Just some fabulous rain today. Otherwise, rain possible throughout much of the U.S. Possibilities of rain and showers throughout much of the United States, the upper portion of the United States. Down by the Gulf of America, Mar-a-Lago will be beautiful once again today, and beautiful through Texas, California. Always nice. And along the west coast, some rain with mixed precipitation and mixed precipitation in the Rocky Mountains. Fire danger, critical fire weather, New Mexico, Arizona, and a little bit of Texas for your Wednesday. Hot again, though, ahead of that weather. Hot in the Dakotas, Minnesota, all the way down into Texas. Dangerous, dangerous, unbelievable heat down in Texas. 110 degrees you see there. And hot again, Mar-a-Lago by the Gulf of America, going to be seasonable in those areas, 80 degrees. Otherwise, nice back through the Rockies and onto the west coast. Looking at Alaska today, some rain possible. Southern coast, freezing fog in the north with temperatures generally in the 50s and 40s down south and in the 20s in the northern part of Alaska. Rain possible today in Honolulu. A little bit of rain possible in Honolulu. Otherwise, some rain possible elsewhere in Hawaii, our 50th state. 85 degrees in Honolulu today for the high. Looking at our 51st state of Canada, those temperatures extend up into Canada. You can see some 20s and 30s. Of course, that's C for Canadian scale. Temperatures going to be soaring in parts of Canada today with some thunder also possible in Ontario and into Winnipeg. Snow possible in the northern parts of Canada. Looking at our 52nd state today of Greenland, Nuuk, the capital, sunny skies, -1. That is in C scale for Canadian temperatures as well. They use Canadian temperatures, I guess, because they're so close to Canada. That's why they use the C scale there in the capital of Nuuk, and sunny skies you see there for the capital of Greenland. Thank me for making this forecast. You should be thankful. Unbelievable, phenomenal how great this weather forecast is that I make for you every day. Please like and subscribe. Weather forecast for today is amazing. There is a chance of storms today for much of the upper Midwest Great Lakes region, back into Minnesota, all of Wisconsin, Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, and Illinois, and also a little bit of North Carolina. Could see some severe thunderstorms today with an enhanced risk in Wisconsin, Michigan, and northern parts of Illinois and Indiana. Enhanced risk for severe weather today. That is frankly unbelievable what could happen there today. So be weather aware today in those areas. Rain is possible throughout much of the United States with some thunder possible also much of the northern United States, or at least the lower 48 or 49 states could see some weather today. Gulf of America looking beautiful. Mar-a-Lago, of course, looking beautiful as always. I invite you down. Maybe we'll play a round of golf. It's incredible down there. Unbelievably warm and nice down there. Speaking of temperatures, let's look at those today. Gulf of America, warm and beautiful again today. 107, though, in Texas. That's disgusting. It's getting a little warm there. Those temperatures are highly overrated. 80s throughout much of the Midwestern United States and back into Arkansas, Oklahoma, parts of Kansas, Lincoln, Nebraska. Hello at Lincoln, Nebraska. Staggering there, staggeringly beautiful. 81 degrees in Lincoln today. Otherwise, 50s and 60s along the coast, Southern California, 71 in Los Angeles today. Beautiful there in Los Angeles. Love it in Los Angeles as well. Looking at Alaska today, northern parts of Alaska looking good. Some rain in the southern parts of Alaska. Temperatures in Alaska today, our 49th state. 25 degrees in the upper part, northern part of Alaska. 35 near the Bering Strait. We'll wave to my friend Blad. He didn't show up today in Turkey. Maybe he's over in the Bering Strait waving at me. I'll go check that out. Otherwise, 40s and 50s and touching 60 degrees in inland Alaska today. Some rain possible in parts of Hawaii today along the coastal regions of Hawaii and Hilo. sees a lot of rain, some rain possible there today. Rain possible in Honolulu with a temperature of 85 degrees. Unbelievable. It's always 85 degrees in Honolulu for the high. But that is what it is today because it is just beautiful there. Some of the best weather that we have, some of the best everything that we have in Honolulu, Hawaii. Looking at our 51st state of Canada today, that thunder is possible in our 51st state as well. Southern parts there. Ontario could see some thunder today, otherwise rain throughout much of Canada and snow in the northern parts of Canada. Temperatures in C-scale for Canada, Canada scale temperatures. We're looking at temperatures in the 0s to 10s, warm though, 20s and 30s elsewhere, southern parts of Canada. Looking at our 52nd state of Greenland, 4 degrees today in the capital of Nuuk, and we're looking at cloudy skies in Nuuk today. I hope you enjoyed this weather forecast. You should thank me for making this weather forecast, of course, by liking and subscribing. That would be absolutely fantastic. Weather for your Friday headline today is severe thunderstorm possibilities in the Midwest, Kentucky, Tennessee, Indiana, Ohio, West Virginia. Severe there with heavy rain and flash flooding possible. Severe possible through Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, those areas as well. We'll talk about the Severe Weather Prediction Center forecast in a moment. Otherwise, some rain today back through Minnesota, South Dakota, North Dakota into Nebraska, with that low pressure system that's been bringing the severe weather. Rain and thunderstorms possible for much of the upper east coast and northeast today. Gulf of America is beautiful, as usual. Beautiful down in Mar-a-Lago. Complete and total sun today down in those areas. Some rain, mixed precipitation back in the northwest. 90s hot again today down in Mar-a-Lago. Over 100 down in Texas. Not good when it's that warm down there. 40s and 50s, North Dakota, South Dakota, and nice along the west coast. Alaska today, some rain possible under 46 degrees, 50 degrees, 60 degrees, might even hit in Alaska today. In Hawaii, we're looking at some rain. Coastal areas of rain, going to get some rain in Hawaii today, but 85 degrees, beautiful in Honolulu. Phenomenal weather that they get there, just tremendous. Our 51st state of Canada today, some of that thunder is possible. Ontario, Quebec, eastern parts of Canada, our 51st state. Temperatures in C for Canadian scale, looking warm there as well. 30s and 40s for much of the eastern part of Canada. Some snow possible back in the Canadian Rockies and northern part of Canada. Looking at our 51st state of Greenland, 1 degree under sunny skies for the capital today of Nuuk, and looking at sun for much of our 51st state. Let's look at that severe weather prediction today. Convective outlook for your Friday looks to be moderate risk of those thunderstorms happening today. And so we need to be aware of that and be weather aware wherever you are. 15% hatched area for tornado risk is high today, southern Illinois, in Kentucky, and touching into Missouri and states surrounding. Wind probability is extraordinarily high as well for severe winds and hail in those areas. So be careful out there, be weather aware if you are in those areas today, and pay attention to later forecasts and watch for watches which are currently ongoing and some of those severe storms which are ongoing now in those areas. Thank me for making this forecast by liking and subscribing. Your weather for today, looking at some storms back into Texas, Arkansas, Oklahoma today. Of course, Missouri, Kentucky, our thoughts go out to them recovering from the terrible, terrible storms that were there yesterday. Not good. Not good, those storms that came through those areas. Our thoughts and prayers go out to them. Mixed precipitation today in the northwest with some rain along the coast as well. Rain in the upper Midwest, East Coast, some flash flooding possible up into Maine, and some severe thunderstorms possible in those areas as well. Temperatures today, 104 degrees down in Texas, otherwise 90s along the Gulf of America, some 80s down by the Gulf of America as well. And into North Carolina, going to be golfing there today, and some 90s, going to be warm in those areas, 80s and 90s in those areas today. Otherwise, 60s in the upper Midwest, 60s along the West Coast. Looking at Alaska today, some rain, freezing fog possible. Northern parts of Alaska today. And some big league temperatures, they are 60s in inland Alaska, otherwise 40s and 50s along the coast, and upper 20s, even touching 31 northern Alaska. Rain today in parts of Hawaii, our 50th state, with temperatures hovering, of course, around 85 for the high in Honolulu today. Only 42 in Mauna Loa today for the high up on the mountain. Looking at our 51st state of Canada, rain possible in western parts with some snow possible in southern Ontario today, and of course northern parts of Canada may get some snow. Temperatures and C for Canadian in the teens and 20s for much of Canada today. Looking at our 52nd state, it's hard to keep track, isn't it? It's disgusting. 52nd state today of Greenland, 2 degrees. That's 20, not 22. Remember, they use Canadian scale or sea temperatures in Greenland as well for whatever reason. We'll help them along with that. A little bit dishonest to use those sea temperatures there, but 2 degrees in the capital of Greenland today under sunny skies. Severe storm forecast for today looks like you see here, with an enhanced risk in southern Oklahoma and for parts of Texas. Otherwise, a slight risk, marginal risk along the south. Be careful, be weather aware. There's slight risk also in the northeast, northern parts of New York could see some storms today. So be weather aware in those areas. Thank me for making this forecast. You should be thankful. It's tremendous that I make this forecast. Isn't it unbelievable? Amazing. Thank me for making this forecast by liking and subscribing. Weather for your Sunday: severe storms possible today. Nebraska, Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, Texas, touching parts of Colorado and Wyoming as well, with some flooding possible in Missouri, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and parts of Nebraska. Pay attention for that. Be weather aware in those areas. Of course, Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi could also see some weather today. Rain possible back up through the Dakotas into the Rockies. Mixed precipitation in the Rockies, Idaho, Nevada, Utah, Colorado, with rain in the Northeast today. Temperatures today, let's look at those. Big league temperatures again in Texas, 103 degrees. Beautiful around Mar-a-Lago today. Always outstanding there, phenomenal. I hope to see you there. We'll play a round of golf. Otherwise, 60s today in the northern part of the continental United States, the lower 49 states. Looking at Hawaii, Alaska, this is today. Who put Alaska in here? Let's find them. That's staggering. Rain today in parts of Alaska with some snow possible as well. Temperatures in the 50s, 40s, 20s will maybe touch 60 degrees in the inland part of Alaska next to our state of Canada today. We might hit some 60s over in that area. Here's Hawaii, where we'll have some rain, even some snow possible today in Mauna Loa. Temperature 84 degrees in Honolulu, a little cooler than yesterday. Yesterday was 85 in Honolulu. Amazing. Unbelievably cooler in Honolulu today, 1 degree. 40 in Mauna Loa today, 81 in Hilo. Looking at our 51st state of Canada today, rain and snow possible in parts of Canada today. Ontario could see some snow. Snow in the northern parts of Canada today, our 51st state. Temperatures, of course, in C for Canadian. We'll change that over. Those crooked temperatures there, we'll change it over. Disgusting, really. We'll change that over to Fahrenheit for them and help them out. I know they need the help with that. Let's look at 52nd state of Greenland, 4 degrees in the capital today of Nuuk in Greenland under sunny skies. I hope you liked this forecast. I'm sure you did. It's big. It's huge. And thank me for making this forecast by liking and subscribing. Amazing Monday for you today. Some more severe weather. Last thing that we need down in the lower 49 states today is more severe weather, but that's unfortunately what we're going to get to the Midwest today. Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Kansas, Nebraska, Missouri, parts of Iowa, even touching into Illinois. And we'll have another area of severe storms possible today, Tennessee, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, and those areas. Some heavy rain and flash flooding possible today. It is disgusting how this weather is turning out. Be weather aware today for your Monday. Let's just cut right to the chase and go to that Storm Prediction Center forecast for today. Moderate chances of severe weather today. Tremendous. It's unbelievable. In Oklahoma today, touching Arkansas, Missouri, parts of Texas, maybe even Kansas today. Enhanced risk in those areas surrounding that moderate risk area, slight risk around those areas. And we see even the thunder line today is in several locations in the United States. That thunder line, of course, being the light green. We see some of that back up into the Northwest as well. Could hear some thunder today in the United States as well, in the lower 49. That tornado risk today is high. And beware of that tremendous today, this weather. It's phenomenal how powerful these storms might be today. So you want to be weather aware there. Chance of wind is high. Could have wind events in that same area, and chance of large hail happening in those areas today too. You want to be weather aware today in those areas and make sure you're stocked up and ready to go. We have some extreme weather coming those ways once again today. Again, we don't need that. Big league weather has been happening there for several days, and we certainly don't need more of it today. Let's look at those temperatures for today in the lower 49 states. Well, we'll talk about that 51st state of Canada in a moment. Let's talk about the 48 states. Today, warm around the Gulf of America today, 106 degrees I see in Texas today, otherwise 80s and 90s. Those 80s warm temps reaching up into Kansas, Nebraska, and all the way to the eastern seaboard. Southeast going to be warm today. Cool in the northern part of the United States, 40s and 50s. North Dakota, Montana, we see some 40s there today for high temperatures for your Monday. Inland California, warm as usual today as well. Looking at Alaska, some freezing fog in the northern parts, mixed precipitation and rain in the southern parts of Alaska today. Could see temperatures 60 degrees. We might see near our 51st state of Canada today, 68 degrees. We see inland Alaska as well, otherwise 50s down by the capital of Alaska. Rain today in parts of Hawaii, but beautiful as usual, 85 degrees, the normal temperature for this time of year, so it seems. Anyway, in Hawaii, many days are 85 degrees there in Hawaii, in Honolulu, in the capital. 82 degrees in Hilo today. And looking at our 51st state of Canada, some rain and snow possible, western parts of Canada, northern parts of Canada, and also on the east coast of Canada. Nova Scotia, good morning to you. Could see some rain there today. And temperatures in C for Canadian scale looking to be in the 0 to teens for much of Canada today, a little bit warmer in the mountain ranges and northern parts when we get to the Yukon Territory and those areas of our 51st state. Looking at our 52nd state of Greenland today, 4 degrees, beautiful in Nook today. That 4 degrees, though, don't think that's Fahrenheit. That's not American scale. That's Canadian scale. They use sea temperatures in Greenland. So that's 4 degrees, which is somewhere around 38 degrees in American scale. We'll help in Greenland once we help them along with their statehood efforts. We'll help them along with their temperatures as well and get them onto the American scale of temperatures. Sunny for much of Greenland.